loving, no, guess what the mark of the white man is? Guess what his mark is? Loving him with all of your mind, all of your heart, and all of your might. And the Lord is saying here, John saw a vision that said these white people would nobody buy or sell. These countries won't get rich unless they receive that mark or the image. And right here it's saying what from the top? And the kings of the earth. Who are the kings of the earth? It sure ain't black people. We ain't the kings of the earth. We ain't the ones buying and selling. Them dummies at GMS, they say buying and selling is buying a damn coffee from Starbucks or getting a cheeseburger. How is Christianity gonna stop us from buying a hamburger? They said buy and sell. Nigga, we the consumers. We ain't the buyers and sellers. The buyers and sellers are them other countries that get boatloads of rubber and wood and metal and fabric, and then they send it to somebody else and sell it so they can make a car. The car come back to them, they send it somewhere else by boat and truck to get it sold, man, and get rich. Those are buyers and sellers, man. The kings of the earth that God is talking about right here, man. Ain't talking about buying a pair of damn pants. Once again, GMS reads the Bible like a white man does. Tahar is his mama's a white woman, and he got a lot of her genealogy in her Rashi. Got a lot of her spirit in her Rashi. Half damn Israelite. That's why Nehemiah killed them half Israelites in his time, man. Because they wasn't all the way right. A lot of them wasn't all the way right, man. The Lord said, don't mix your holy seed, black and Hispanic, man. You ain't supposed to be putting your holy seed, which is sperm, inside of a white woman, or a Chinese woman, or an Arab woman, or those dirty African women, black man. We are not African, man. We ain't supposed to be race mixing according to God. You got holy seed, black man and Hispanic man. And you're supposed to put that seed inside of a daughter of Israel, black woman, Hispanic woman. I know she got a big mouth. I know she's a whore and want to show her behind. Take that whore and tell her she better stop, man. But when they talk about buying and selling, it's talking about buying and selling from the kings of the earth, the rulers of this world that run these different countries. Read it again, Rob. With her. Who's the her? This beast, the white man. The rulers of these different countries who get in bed with the white man and get rich. So white people go to India right before that tsunami back there. White people used to go over to Indonesia and have sex with children, man. Or getting a cheeseburger. How is Christianity gonna stop us from buying a hamburger? Or getting a cheeseburger. How is Christianity gonna stop us from buying a hamburger? Or getting a cheeseburger. Or getting a cheeseburger. Or getting a
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Recha HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone also. I said, Seer, Shalom to the elect, peace to the elect. I want to go in this video here titled TBF General Mayak breaks down the mark of the beast, part 3, Isupk. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to say any of you jakes who like to come on, I think mainly my channel, maybe other brothers as well. And when I do videos like this, the first thing you say is, this is your brother. Why can't you just get along? Stop mocking him and making him look bad. Well, when these guys who can't accept the truth come out and talk about our leaders and their lineage or whatever the hell else is going on, and this guy could have a white Edomite grandmother, I don't know. But they supposed to know what this is about, the seed of the father, right? We lost our heritage, Jeremiah 17:4. Don't these guys know the Bible at all? And since we lost our heritage, you would have had to know, just like the northern tribe as well. You would have that so-called mixing, but it's of the seed of the father. But anyway, I don't want to go on that. These guys are really like kindergartens. They're supposed to be the oldest Israelite group going back to 1969, which ultimately they're still not from 1969. They just kept the name, new management. That's all. But these guys haven't grown up. They're immature, and they just can't get their word out. And then when we come back and do videos like this, then they got a problem. Okay? Then their followers are crying. The general. And there's people on the comment board asking, where's General Yohana? Is he in Beverly Hills? Other people on there saying, well, it is the chip, right? So, I don't know. I just want to go into this a little bit. A couple of things this guy said. In the word of today, I just actually looked this up earlier. It's called obfuscate. Obfuscate, right? I'll get back into that in a second. But I want to go on a couple of things this guy said. He said that the chip, we say, how can you buy or sell with Christianity, which is true. How can you buy or sell? How can that be the mark of the beast be Christianity? How can you buy or sell, right? These guys say it's the big nations, the small nations embargo, but it's Christianity. And, so they don't have a clear answer on what the chip actually is. Or let me say the mark of the beast actually is. So 1 minute is Christianity, the next minute is embargo, the next minute is nations trading. And notice this guy and these guys, Isupk and IUIC, they bump heads. They don't like each other. But they got the same 501c3 government tax exemption, and they teach the same doctrine when it comes to the mark of the beast. I wonder where that comes from. Okay? They teach the same thing. So anyway, when the scriptures, let's go to Revelation 13. I'll make this quick. It says, let me go to 16. And he calls of both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or their foreheads. Where the hell you get big nations out of that? And secondly, he said is something about the nations who lied in bed with the white man, and then that's how they're going to receive the mark of the beast. Well, who owns the world? Who owns the trade and export in the first place? I think he's a little late for that. Now, other nations that set up their own policies have drank the fornication of Babylon, but ultimately, who control the monetary system, the world, the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, is the so-called white man. So what are they talking about? So how could that be possible? Big nation, small nation trading. How can that be possible? No, this is talking about all the way down to the least, right? And he calls them all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, right? To receive the mark in their right hand on their forehead, okay? So it's all, he calls them all. It's not talking about one big nation, one small nation. Ultimately, everybody, the stocks, everything would be chipped. Everything will be digital. And we're almost there. We're already pretty much digital. How is it that these guys are saying it has nothing to do with us because we're the mass consumers, right? Now, and that's partially right because we do consume, but we buy. That's part of the consumption. We're buying. And it's buy and sell. Let's go on. Let me go on down. I mean, these guys, this is who they are. This is Isupk. Okay, it says rich and poor, free and bond, talking about the rich man and the so-called poor man and woman, right? Rich and poor, free and bond, right? Talking about somebody who's well off, they're doing well, somebody who's locked up, somebody who's so-called free in the world, free world, right? To receive a mark in their right hands on their foreheads. And that no man, this is why it's singular, it's saying no man might buy or sell, right? This is talking about your business owners, right? And your so-called customers. That's where you get consumed from, your customers. So it's your sellers and your buyers. And these guys will say, well, we're not able to sell anything. But that's why it says buy or sell, right? That no man might buy or sell. It ain't just the Israelites that they're trying to track. Let's get that straight. This group talks about, as we talk about the other nations. Well, guess what? They ain't exempt either. They want them chipped too. We just concerned about the Israelites, and I say the elect. So whether you own a pizza parlor or you're going in to buy the pizza, guess what? You're going to get chipped. This is what this is all about. This is talking about enslavement of the world. These people are pushing forth, this man is pushing forth an agenda to enslave the world, to lock down the world, to enslave the world, to get you ready for the microchip. So this man got all kinds of things planned, all kinds of things set up, and the only thing this guy can say is it's not the mark of the beast, the RFID is not the chip. And since these guys, this guy in IUIC and various other groups are teaching it's not the chip, what they're telling you is it's okay to accept it. And if they come back and lie and say, no, we don't say it's not the mark of the beast, but we say you shouldn't take it because you really ain't supposed to get anything implanted in the skin. But by you saying it's not the mark of the beast is making this thing form of lenient, like it's not such a big deal. Let's look up this word obfuscate. Obfuscate. It means to throw into shadow, to darken, to make obscure, right? To confuse. Okay? To be evasive, unclear, or confusing. This is very confusing. This is very confusing. 1 minute it's embargo, it's the trade, import, export. Next minute it's Christianity. The next minute is Bath Reeves, the famous soldier. The next minute is taking up the white man's gun. The next minute is anything that's contrary to the Bible is the mark of the beast. Well, damn, we all had the mark of the beast. This is crazy. And what they're saying is pretty much even the men in the past, the ancient great men in the past, all had the mark of the beast. Right? Sleeping with white woman is the mark of the beast. That's another mark of the beast. I mean, come on. So if a so-called Puerto Rican sister come up and say she's an Israelite and she looks like a white girl, right? The first thing they're going to call her is a dog. How can these be the people of God? This man saying buying cheeseburgers is not, that don't have nothing to do with buying cheeseburgers. And maybe because that's what these guys want to do. They want to keep eating and enjoying their life. They want the mirth of the land. That's what it is. They don't want to tell you the truth. Right? These guys are not telling you the truth. These guys are false prophets. And it's a good idea to stay away from them. And if you want to stay with them, just stay with them. Make them believe that the mark of the beast have nothing to do with you. And this is what they're saying. Has nothing to do with you. Don't worry about it. It's the countries. It's the big countries. It's the great world leaders. That's the mark of the beast. With you, don't worry about it. Just sit back and chill. Keep eating your deluxe donuts. Keep going to McDonald's drive-thru and enjoying yourself, man. Because that's what these guys, this is what they support. Right? That's all I have on that. Shalom.